Very good morning class, this is Saurajit Haldar and today we are going to continue with the same chapter whose name is complex numbers. In the previous class we have discussed about what are imaginary numbers. In today's class we are going to discuss about complex numbers. But before starting that class, in our previous video there was some questions which I didn't do in that part because they were from complex numbers, so I will solve those problems here. So please concentrate. See, what do we mean by a complex number? We know what are imaginary numbers. In our previous video we have already learned it. Now, complex number, a number of the form a plus ib, this small a and b, these are real numbers, and these two real numbers are jointed with, it can be a plus operator, it can also be a minus operator. And I will be here. I means its value is root over of -1. So a real number plus minus, we have to give plus minus, b is also a real number, will be called a complex number. This is the structure. If I write here, this is a plus minus ib. So a plus ib, it is a complex number. A minus ib, it can also be a complex number. So this is the structure, general structure of a complex number, where a and b are real numbers and I, the value of I is root over of -1. So I have written it here, where a and b are real numbers and I is equal to root over of -1 are known as complex numbers. The set of all complex numbers are denoted by this capital C or C dash. For example, 2 plus 5i. This is A and this is B. 2, this is A. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 5. Here, root 2 minus 3i. It is also a complex number where A is root 2 and B is -3. And 2 by 3 minus 5 by 7 I, where A is 2 by 3 and B is -5 by 7. So these all are complex numbers. Now, a complex number is also denoted by capital Z. Z is equal to A plus I or Z is equal to A minus I. So these are complex numbers where capital A, this capital A, it is the real part, and this small a, it is the real part, and small b, it is the imaginary part. Now, from here, two other things come into play, that is purely real and purely imaginary complex numbers. Now, what are purely real imaginary numbers? Sorry, complex numbers. Purely real means, since we know A is the real part, so purely real, a complex number will be called purely real if we have only the real part and in the imaginary part it is 0. So B must be 0. That's why it's written purely real if IMG means, IM means imaginary part of the complex number Z, this will be 0. That means here B is 0. Now purely imaginary means this real part will be 0. So A will be 0 and we are left with only IB. And this is the imaginary number, students, which we have already discussed in our previous video. So purely real part will have imaginary part of Z to be 0 and purely imaginary will be where real part of Z is 0. Now these two problems, they were in the previous video. I haven't done them there, but now I am going to solve it here. So please concentrate. See, it says, question number 3. 1 plus I whole to the power 4 into 1 plus 1 by I whole to the power 4. This is equal to 16. This I have to show. How we are going to show it? See here, 1 plus I, it is a complex number. Again, 1 plus 1 by I. 1 plus 1 by I, this can be written as 1 plus, I am rationalizing this part, I am multiplying I in numerator and I with denominator, so we are getting -1, so we are getting 1 minus I. So this is again, it's a complex number. So what is the actual question which is being framed? 1 plus I whole to the power 4 into 1 minus I whole to the power 4. this is equal to 16 to be proved. I have to prove this. So taking left hand side, 1 plus I whole to the power 4 into 1 minus I whole to the power 4. This can be written as 1 plus I whole square, then its square, again 1 minus I whole square, then again its square. It is from exponential laws which we have already known in our smaller classes. So this 1 plus I whole square means 1 square plus I square plus 2I whole square into 1 plus I square minus 2I whole square. So this will give us 1 I square is minus 1, so plus 2I square into 1 minus 1 minus 2I whole square. So this gives us 4I square into 4I square. So it means 16I to the power 4. So 16I to the power 4, and I to the power 4's value it is known to as it is 1, so 16, because I to the power 4 it is 1. Here I square the value was minus 1. I hope this part is clear to you. This is right hand side RHS, and hence we are done. It's proved. So moving on to the next question. Question number 4. Question number 4, what we have? Say, show that minus root over of minus 1 whole to the power 4n plus 3, this is equal to I. Now we all know, root over of minus 1, it is only I. So minus I whole to the power 4n plus 3. This is LHS, left hand side. This will be equal to, I am placing this minus also together with I. So it will be I to the power 4n into minus I whole to the power 3. So this can be, I can easily say or easily state that I to the power 4 minus I whole to the power 4 whole to the power n into minus I cube. So this means what? This means I to the power 4 whole to the power n into minus of I cube. Again, this means I to the power 4 is 1. So 1 to the power n, 1 to the power n will be 1 only. So this is 1 into minus I cube. Minus I cube means I cube we all know it is minus I. So minus 1 into minus I. Since I cube is minus I, so this is I and this is RHS. I hope this problem is also clear to you. So in the next part, we are going to know a very basic and fundamental concept that we all know. First, let me tell you, root over of 3 into root over of 5. What will be the value? Everyone knows it will be root over of 15. Inside root, 3 and 5 will be getting multiplied and the answer will be 15. Now, if I take root over of minus 3 into root 5, what will be the answer? It will be again minus 3 into 5 root over of minus 15. Now, root over of minus 3 into root over of minus 5. Now, what will be the answer? This is my question. Students, many of you will make mistake here by just taking, this will be root over of minus 3 into root over of minus 5. Sorry, root over of minus 3 into 5 minus 5. This will be root over of minus 3 into minus 5 means 15. But this will be absolutely wrong. Because there is a rule or the fundamental basic law. This says for any two real numbers a and b, the result root a into root b is equal to root over of ab is true only when at least one of the given numbers is either positive or 0. That means root over of minus 2 into root over of minus 3, if I take, it will not be root 6. Similarly, root over of minus 3 into root over of minus 5 cannot be root 15 because both the numbers or real numbers inside this root are negative. It can only happen if both the terms are positive or either one of the two terms, at least one of the two terms is either 0 or positive. So, how we are going to solve then this? Root over of minus 3 can be written as root 3 into minus 1. This again can be written as root 3 into root over of minus 1. This root over of minus 1, it is I, and we are left with root 3, so it will be root 3I. Similarly, root over of minus 5 will be root 5I. Now if I multiply these two, root 3I and root 5I, I will get root 3I into root 5I. This becomes root over of 15I square. So I square means minus root. So this will be the answer, not root 15. Students, please understand this part well. Next we have to show, we have to find out in question number 15, root over of minus 25 into root over of minus 49. Now students, again we are going to do this as root 25 into I into root 49 into I. So it becomes 5I into 7I. Or you can take, since it is root over of 25, plus minus 5I into plus minus of 7I. If I take first positive, then it will be 35I square. If I take both the terms negative, if I take both the terms negative, if I take both the terms positive, both positive, then it will be 35I square. Again, if we take both the terms negative, both negative, it will be again 35I square. Because minus 5 into minus 7 will be 35 only, and I square. So we will get the answer as 35I square. I square is minus 1, so minus 35 will be our answer. Here also minus 35 will be our answer. Moving on to the next problem, question number 6. This type only. Question number 6. Root over of minus 16 plus 3 root over of minus 25 plus root over of minus 36. This is the problem, we have to find the value. So root over of minus 16 we are taking root 16I plus 3I into root 25 plus root 36I. Inside this root, and since we have plus sign here, so it will be only 4I plus 3I into 5 plus 6I. From here, what we are getting? We are getting, see students, 4I plus 59 plus 6I. So 25I. This will be the answer. Please remember, if you have root 16, only root 16, then we are going to take only the positive part. Positive, not we are going to take minus 4 here, because it is plus root 16. So it will be 4. Similarly here, root 25, it will be 5, not plus minus 5. And root 36, it will be 6, not plus minus 6. So, this is the answer. In the next part, we are going to know 3 important terms related to complex numbers. First one is conjugate of complex number. What do you mean by a conjugate of a complex number? For example, let the general formula of a complex number is a plus ib. Now, conjugate means I will give a bar here, and similarly over this there will be a bar, and it is a operator which changes this sign between the real part and imaginary part. So it will be a minus I. This is the conjugate. I have taken an example. 3 plus 2i, conjugate of 3 plus 2i will be 3 minus 2i. 3 plus 2i, its conjugate will be 3 minus 2i. Alright, so this is the conjugate, definition of a conjugate. It is an operator, just like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. It is also an operator. It operates upon complex numbers to give us the structure in this way. Means if here it would have been negative, like z equals to a minus ib, then its conjugate will be, this sign will be changed. So a plus ib will be the conjugate of a minus ib. Moving on to the next term, modulus of a complex number. What do we mean by modulus of a complex number? Z equals to a plus ib. This is a complex number. Now I will give a modulus sign here, and this will be root over of a square plus b square. This is the modulus operator on complex number. We just have to square the real part, then add it with the imaginary part, square of the imaginary part, and take the root over of that. Then we are going to get the modulus. Just like 3 plus 2i. This is the complex number. What will be the modulus? It will be root over of 3 square plus 2 square. Root over of 9 plus 4. Root 13 will be the answer. Root 13 will be the modulus of this complex number. After this, we will be studying about equality of two complex numbers. Two complex numbers, z1 equals to a1 plus I b1 and z2 is equal to a2 plus I b2. These two are said to be equal. If they are equal, then a1 must be equal to a2 and b1 must be equal to b2. That means two complex numbers are said to be equal if the real part is same and the imaginary part is same. I have taken a problem here just for your own understanding. 2y plus 3x minus yi equals to 5 minus 2y. We have to find the value of x and y. This x and y's value we have to find out. First, students, try to understand 2y, it is the real part of this complex number, and 3x minus y, it is the imaginary part of this complex number. It is equal to 5 minus 2i. In this right hand side, the complex number, we have 5 is the real part and minus 2 is the imaginary part. Now, what we are going to do, we are just simply going to equate the real part and imaginary part. So 2y equals to 5. Since real part is here 2y and here real part is 5, so we are equating these two, and imaginary part we are equating 3x minus y is equal to minus 2. Always take sign while equating. So y will be 5 by 2 and 3x, I am putting the value of y here, minus 5 by 2 equals to minus 2. So 3x is equal to 5 by 2 minus 2. So 3x is equal to 1 by 2 and x is equal to 1 by 6. So, what is the answer? What is the value of x and y? This is x, this is y. We can verify it. We have to just put the values here and we are going to get this term, this particular complex number only. Okay, let me try. 2 into 5 by 2 plus 3 into 1 by 6 minus 5 by 2 r. Just solve it. 5 plus 1 by 2 minus 5 by 2 I. This becomes 5 plus minus 4 by 2 I. So it becomes 5 minus 2 I. And so we are easily getting the answer, and hence the problem is all right. So up to this we are going to do today. In the next class, we are going to discuss some properties of complex numbers, addition, multiplication, and how we can subtract or divide or multiply the complex numbers from one to another. Thank you.